Hello! I thought I'll make a video sharing the tips that I normally share with everyone when they're getting their hair done, so you can do your hair at home. So these I have been sharing since all 2018, so it will be good 2018 best tips that I think I came up with to share with people. So first is preparation. So make sure your hair is nice and detangled. These wet brushes, even though they're meant to be for brushing your hair wet, now I love it for also brushing my hair when it's dry. So anyway, it's detangled, and then we can take a section either just around the part. It doesn't matter if you part on the side or in the middle. In this case, because I have shorter layers, I found now it works better if I just take the top roughly. We're doing loose waves today, so it doesn't have to be perfect sections. So then we're gonna quickly just pin this hair out of the way. If you hear that noise, it's my doggy. She wants to make extra noises today, but I decided to make a video. So now we're gonna part the hair. Bonita! She's pulling the curling iron. Anyway, we'll edit this probably. Now we have two sections, roughly two. You don't have to be perfect. The hair, also very important, has been prepped with product. For my hair, I'm naturally straight. If your hair is naturally curly, it will most likely will hold on curl better. Since my hair is, this is it, it's fairly straight, I need some product with hold. I really like lately the Amika Bombshell. This is the old package. The new package is even prettier, so that's a good one. You could also spray each section with something like Kevin Murphy spray. Oh, I can't remember the name right now. Anyway, for volume. Now we have a section of hair. We're gonna take our curling iron. I find it easier when it has the clasp to do it on my own. So we're gonna take the hair at the back and then slowly hit the hair like that, and then twist it right away. And now I'm gonna grab this end and slowly just curl it. For a modern look, I'm going to leave these ends out. If I want more a traditional, more romantic look, I'll make sure I fit the ends all the way into the rod. So I just wait a few seconds, it's nice and warm. And now I'm just gonna release a bit of the tension and then let go. And then maybe just grab that end and smooth it out. That one is done. I'm not gonna touch it now, I'm gonna let it cool. It goes to the back of my shoulders, so it's very good for people with longish hair. Next section, brush it or detangle it. I'm gonna go now the opposite way. So there we go, the same, nice and hot. Right into the middle is easier, it's easier. Roll it, and then I'm gonna continue. Now I'm alternating. The previous section, I had the hair going the opposite direction. Now I'm going forward. I'm going to be alternating. That gives me a more beachy look in a way, so more messy. If you go all the same direction, then all the hair comes into a nice wave, and this wave breaks into many waves. So now we have release the tension, off, and there it goes. So one more section here. Going back. Next tip. Once we are getting to the front sections, edit this. All right. So now, next tip. Once we have the front section here, I'm gonna do two sections. And then I'm going to go this way. I don't like to go this way at the front of the hair. It looks weird. You can try if you like, but let's see. So same, off we go, turn, The more you practice, the better you'll get at this, because at the beginning it's pretty difficult. Another tip, you can try this, wind the hair in your in your curling iron with the curling iron off, and once you get the hang of what you have to do, then turn it on. There we go. Now the front section. There's very little hair, so this is another tip. Once we have very little hair, I'm going to be really fast. I don't need that much heat on the hair. So very fast. I don't need to wait there for a long time. And there we go. So now that we have this section of the hair, we're bringing it forward, and we're going to do the same on the opposite. So we start at the back. Another tip I was gonna say is, if your hair isn't curling, so check, does it need product? You may need to add some product to help it hold. Now, is your section really thick? Because if your section is too thick, the heat of the curling iron won't go through the whole hair, so it wouldn't curl. And the next one is your curling iron hot enough? If you don't have enough heat in your curling iron, then it's not gonna happen. Now, if you have both, if you have a lot of hair in each section and also your curling iron isn't hot enough, it's never gonna happen. So check those two, and then you can play with it and see. If your hair is very fine, then you might wanna start with a little bit of medium-high heat. Now I have lots of hair and I have lots of practice, so my curling iron is in the highest of the section. So there we go, and we're gonna do the same on each section. Now I'm gonna, so then that section I went this way, so now I'm gonna go this way. So same. And then when you start, just make sure you don't make a kink. I'll get back to that in the top. It's more important to check for kinks when we're doing the top section. At the bottom here, it doesn't really matter that much. If you see all this hair, probably it's not going to get curled, but this hair is gonna go on top, and that's the whole point of having this section at the top. There's less hair, it'll be quicker, and that's why what's gonna get a bit more curly and it's gonna fall, and we just kinda need movement at the bottom. And then we smooth out the ends. Now we have our last two sections here. They're way thinner, I don't know if you can tell. That's why I'm gonna go first, going away from the face, not creating a kink by just turning it a bit. And see, this is, I think, the hardest is when you're doing this, not to take your hair with your hands down here. But as I said, with a bit more practice. Now let's brush it. I also like to point out here that the hair lives right here, and we can curl it right here and it will look more like a ringlet. And if we want a more loose wave, I am also using a little over direction, so I don't have to curl the hair right here. I'm gonna pull it and curl it right in front of here, which is also easier for me to curl it right there. And just going fast. I'll show you, if I curl it right where it leaves, you have a ringlet. But if I curl it away, when it falls, it breaks, and it's better, it's softer. So now that we have all of the bottom of the hair curled, what I like to do is take a couple of these pins, any pin will do, and I just grab a little bit of hair and going back this way, and then a little bit of hair and grab that way. So when I let this hair down, I won't pick the same hair that I already curled. So roughly, if that's my part, from there I'm just going to take a couple sections. It doesn't have to be perfect. So same preparation. Let's brush one side. There we go. And then let's take this other side, and then I don't have to grab the same hair because I have that pin right there. So now there's way less hair at the top than there was at the bottom. So I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3 sections right there. I'm just twisting them so they stay put for now to show you. So let's detangle it. You can use a comb or your brush, whichever. And then I like to go underneath, so to create a little bit of volume. And then same, make sure when you do this, you don't go like that, so you create a kink. So just turn it this way, and then heat it, turn. This is the hardest, so you don't pick your hair again. If you want, you can take the hair at the end, so when you pull, it doesn't go all the way. And then we have almost all of the hair there. Wait a few seconds. Sometimes if I'm not talking like I am right now and I get bored, I like to count. Sometimes I say I count 20 Mississippis per section, so I know I have the same heat throughout. Or you can just slightly touch it. It's nice and warm. Release tension, let go, and off we go. So now next section, same. Is this from here? Yeah, okay. You could also alternate. I feel like if I just alternate at the bottom, it's enough. And it's easier for me to keep this section nice and high. So heat it a bit, make sure I have it turn it a bit this way so I don't make a kink. Heat up that section, turn, grab the hair if you need to. There, I think that's gonna be it. Finish turning and count your Mississippis. There's way less hair here, so you should need less time than at the bottom. The bottom sections have more hair. These have less hair. Release tension, and off we go. Now this one. Now I'm the same, I'm gonna use a bit of over direction, so I'm gonna curl it right in front of my face, so I don't have a ringlet right there. It's detangled, no kink. Make sure there's no kink, and then I'm gonna go nice and quick. Important to not stay here a long time, or you can leave these two sections last and then decrease the heat on your curling iron. The fringe or the bangs normally take the most beating out of styling, so it's important to not overdo it or you'll have very damaged hair from overheating and frying the hair. So again, 3 sections. We are almost done. We're gonna detangle that hair. We have it. Put it on there. No kink. Make sure there's no kink. This will also help you smooth out the hair if you have curly hair. And you know you have to blow dry your hair a bit smooth to do this. There we go. So then I'm just doing it by looking at the hair. I didn't have to hold the ends so it doesn't go. Wait a little bit. So you can use your curling iron as well to smooth out the hair if your hair happens to be a bit curly and it needs extra smoothing. You can let your hair air dry the night before, so you know it's a bit messy, and then this way you can make it smooth again. We're almost done. 2 more sections. Here we go. Same, no kink. And then I'm gonna grab the hair here, slowly curl again. See, you can grab it. I'm releasing the tension so I can move it closer to the ends. Wait a couple seconds. I think I need a bit more. There we go. It's nice and tense. Now release, pull. I'm gonna pull this. That makes the ends nice and smooth. Especially if you have highlighted hair like me. The ends look a bit dry. See, this front, it's a bit smaller than the other one. It just happened that way. So I'm gonna go nice and quick right in front of my face. So I have a nice soft wave. There we go. So important, turn off your curling iron, unplug it. Could be a hazard, leave it on. The husband always reminds me of it. So now we're gonna take our pins that we're holding the hair from the bottom. I can still feel this a bit warm. So just wait a few seconds until they're cool, especially if you feel like your hair is not going to hold curl. And now you can go ahead and mess them up. So you can use a comb, you can use your fingers, you can go upside down. mess it up, voila! And then you have messy hair. Now I'll just finish it up with hairspray. Texture sprays are awesome to keep the waves going. And there we go. Let me know if you try. Good luck, and any more questions, send me a message. Happy holidays.